we finished up with an explanation of what we call the profit maximising rule, MR equals MC. Now, on our little model here, I suggested to you that there was a couple of things missing. I know what you're thinking. Where's AVC and where's ATC? Because this is our short run average cost profile. Let's put them in. Now, the inclusion of ATC and AVC here, you can see that the price being generated in the marketplace, which is the price the individual firm must take, occurs at the point of intersection where MC and minimum ATC occur. Now, don't forget, MC and MR will determine our profit maximising level of output. The market's generated this price so that the revenue being generated here is 0p QM M. In other words, our green rectangle here depicts our revenue. So what's it costing us to produce this quantity of output? Well, we go up from QM and we get to our ATC, because that's its job to tell us what the costs are. And we find, in fact, that the costs are O, QM, MP. What have we got? We've got a situation where TR minus TC equals 0 economic profit. But remember, we are making what we call normal profits only. Now, recall that in the discussions between George and myself, we've alluded to implicit costs, and one of those implicit costs is normal profits, i.e. the level of remuneration or drawings that is sufficient to keep the entrepreneur devoting their expertise and energy to the functioning of the enterprise. And we call this situation of TR minus TC equals 0 economic profits, normal profits. What if there's a change in market conditions, for example, an increase in demand? Well, an increase in demand, as we can see in our marketplace, is going to result in a higher price. The individual firm, being a price taker, takes that price. So the implication for total revenue now is that total revenue will rise to O, P, M, QM. But observe, what's the cost of producing this quantity of output? Well, that's pretty simple. We take our quantity of output, OQM, and we check out from our total cost curve that it's going to cost us O, X, Y, QM. So our little green rectangle here represents what we call supernormal profit, or simply short-run economic profits. Consider the opposite situation, a decrease in demand. For example, a change in taste and preferences, or a rise in interest rates, for example, from the RBA, and the price has fallen. Again, stressing that the individual firm is the price taker. They cannot control this outcome. So in this situation, as you can see, the price has fallen below their minimum ATC. So what's going to happen here? Well, their costs have actually risen to OQMMX. Their revenues are determined by OPYQM. In this particular situation, the firm is incurring short-run economic losses. Now, it is possible that the market price can fall to such a level where the firm is actually better off closing down. This will occur if the market price falls below minimum AVC. Now, for example, consider a flooding of the market, for example, a dumping of excess produce from a competitor across the border, or imagine a really good growing season in an agricultural product and there's a large amount of produce on the market. If the price being generated in the market, which again is the price the individual firm must accept, if that price falls below the minimum AVC, then they cannot cover the day-to-day running costs of their business. So their cost would be, in this situation, O, QM, MX. Their revenues have fallen to OPYQM, and the gap between the two is so big that the firm is actually better off ceasing operation and incurring their fixed cost as their losses only. This is what we call the closed down position, if the price falls below minimum AVC.